All right, welcome to another deep dive. This time, we're taking a look at something you guys sent in, and, well, let's just say it's got me chuckling a bit.
Sounds intriguing. What do we got?
So it's this top 10 most fun things to do with your computer list from, get this, the Top Tens website.
That top tens. Oh, that's got to be a gold mine, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the stuff people come up with.
Yeah, and it got me thinking, this isn't some curated expert opinion. This is just everyday people, like, sharing what they actually enjoy doing on their computers.
It's like a window into how people actually use technology for fun.
Exactly. It's like a digital anthropology project or something,
I like that, a digital anthropology project. I'm going to use that.
Steal it. It's all yours. Anyway, let's dive in. Top 3 entries. Playing games, surf the net, and listen to music. Pretty standard stuff, right?
Sure, on the surface, yeah. But even those can reveal a lot about us.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, games, for example. Tap right into that need for, like, competition mastery, that dopamine rush of winning. Right.
Right, whether it's beating a high score or, taking down a raid boss in a game. It's powerful stuff. Keeps people coming back for more.
And speaking of coming back for more, there's this one comment that's just hilarious. Someone's complaining about how their kid plays Roblox for hours on end. Like, apparently the dad has had to replace the graphics card like 3 times already because of it.
Oh, no. That's got to be rough on the wallet.
Yeah, but it's also like a testament to the power of games, right? It's like this kid is so into it that the computer can barely keep up.
That's dedication. Or maybe obsession. I don't know. But there's this other comment that caught my eye, too. Someone's arguing that, gaming is bad because of the dopamine and it's unproductive. They say surfing the net is better, makes you smarter or something.
Yeah, but then they admit to spending hours online themselves, which, I mean, come on, who hasn't?
It's that classic productivity guilt. Even when we're supposed to be relaxing, there's this pressure to be, constantly learning, optimizing.
It's exhausting. Like, can't we just enjoy something for the sake of enjoying it?
I know, right? But that kind of leads us to some of the more interesting entries on this list.
Oh, yeah, the ones that are clearly meant to be funny. Like, throw it out the window and dress it up and take it on a walk.
I mean, they're funny, sure, but do you think there's a bit of, real frustration with technology hiding under the humor?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's that feeling of being overwhelmed, right? Like, sometimes you just want to chuck the whole thing out the window.
Yeah.
Or maybe take it for a walk and just leave it somewhere.
It's like a symbolic act of rebellion.
Yeah. And you know what else is funny? One user said they actually broke their laptop screen in a fit of rage while playing Minecraft.
Oh, wow. They took throw it out the window to a whole new level.
I guess you could say that, yeah. But seriously, though, I think these kind of throw-it-away jokes, they speak to something real. It's that feeling of being, controlled by technology sometimes.
I see what you mean. We're so reliant on these devices, and when they don't work the way we want them to, it can be infuriating.
Absolutely. But it's not all doom and gloom, right? Yeah. The list also includes some entries that are, all about creativity.
Oh, yeah, make videos, develop, create, make music. Those are great.
Right. And even blog. It's like people are using their computers to express themselves, to make something new.
It's a shift from passive consumption to active production, which is really cool to see.
Totally. It reminds me of this friend of mine. He was super stressed about exams, right?
Yeah.
So what does he do? He makes this hilarious video ranting about it, set to, epic war music.
Oh, that's amazing.
Right. It was all thanks to free video editing software he found online. The tools are just so accessible these days.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. You can create almost anything with just a computer and an internet connection.
But then there's the other side of the coin. The entries that are, a little more ethically ambiguous.
Oh, you mean vandalize Wikipedia, hack, and send viruses?
Yep, those are the ones. I mean, I know they're probably meant to be jokes, but it does make you wonder.
It definitely raises some questions, where do we draw the line between harmless fun and, actual harm?
And I think it's important to remember, especially with a site like the Top Tens, that not everything is meant to be taken literally.
Exactly. It's all about context and critical thinking.
Right. But speaking of things that maybe shouldn't be taken literally, there's one entry here that's just, it's a classic. Someone claims to have changed a Wikipedia entry to say that Earth was created by the panda god, Pandatron.
Pandatron, seriously.
Yeah, you can't make this stuff up. But it does highlight, the chaotic energy of the internet.
Right.
You never know what you're going to find.
That's for sure. And it speaks to the diversity of online behavior. You've got people using the internet for everything from creative expression to, panda god-related mischief.
And everything in between, right?
Exactly. It's a vast and complex landscape. And speaking of vast and complex landscapes, we can't ignore the one that dominates this list and perhaps our lives: social media.
Yeah, it's like you can't escape it, can you? Use Facebook, chat, go on YouTube, Twitter. I mean, they're all right there on the list.
It makes sense though, right? Social media has just become such a huge part of how we connect with people.
Oh, totally. It's like staying in touch with friends, keeping up with what's happening in the world, even finding new communities.
It's interesting though how it blurs the lines between just hanging out online and like actual social interaction.
Right. Like, are you scrolling through Facebook for fun, or are you like low-key managing your online persona?
It's a bit of both, isn't it? We're curating our image, engaging with people, building relationships.
It's deep. And speaking of deep, one user was like desperately seeking recommendations for funny YouTubers. They were saying they'd seen everything already.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of YouTube.
Yeah.
But it does make you wonder, are we reaching peak content? Like, is there just too much stuff out there now?
Maybe. I mean, think about it. Every minute there's tons of new videos, posts, articles, everything just flooding the internet. It's overwhelming.
It's definitely a challenge to sift through it all and find stuff that truly resonates, you know?
Yeah, like we're all chasing that dopamine hit, that next video that's going to make us laugh or think or whatever.
And it makes me wonder, what does it say about us that we're constantly searching for that next bit of content?
It's a good question. But hey, maybe that's part of the fun, right? Exploring, discovering new things, connecting with people who share your interests.
That's the beauty of the internet, I guess. It's a constantly evolving landscape with endless possibilities.
Endless possibilities for fun, for
Okay.
sure. But also, for getting sucked into a vortex of endless scrolling and mindless clicking. We've all been there.
We have, and it's something to be mindful of, right? Finding that balance between enjoying the digital world and not letting it consume us.
Absolutely. It's about being intentional with our time and energy online, choosing to engage with things that truly matter to us.
I think that's a great takeaway from this whole conversation. It's not just about what we do on our computers, it's about why we do it. What are we seeking? What are we trying to create or experience?
And maybe, just maybe, this top 10 list, as silly as it is, can help us answer those questions.
You know what? I think you're right. It's a reminder that even in the digital age, it all comes back to those basic human needs: connection, creativity, and a little bit of fun.
You know what's really striking to me? It's just how much this simple top 10 list has managed to spark such a big conversation.
It's amazing, right? We've gone from talking about dopamine hits in video games to the deeper meaning of social media.
Yeah, it really shows you just how much technology has become intertwined with, well, everything.
It's part of the fabric of our lives, absolutely. And this list, it's not from experts or anything. It's just from regular people.
Which makes it even more interesting, right? It's like a snapshot of how we all experience the digital world, the good and the bad.
Exactly. And one thing that keeps coming up for me is that tension between, wanting to have fun with technology, but also feeling this pressure to be productive.
Yeah.
Even in our free time.
Yeah, it's like we can't just relax and enjoy something without feeling guilty about it.
Yeah.
Like we should be doing something more, useful.
It's a real struggle in our always connected world, that pressure to be constantly learning, optimizing, achieving.
It's exhausting, but you know what? I think this list actually offers a bit of hope.
Oh, how so?
Well, look at all the entries that are about creating things, making music, developing games, blogging. It shows that people are still finding ways to use technology for self-expression, for connecting with others.
You're right. It's not all about mindless consumption. There's a real desire to create, to contribute, to leave your mark on the digital world.
Exactly. And that reminds us that we have a choice, right? We don't have to let technology control us. We can choose to engage with it in ways that are both fun and meaningful.
Absolutely. We have the power to shape our digital experiences, to make them work for us.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one thing you hope our listeners take away from it?
For me, it's the realization that technology, for all its challenges, can also be a powerful tool for personal growth and connection. But it's up to us to use it wisely.
I love that. So to everyone listening, don't be afraid to explore, to experiment, to find what truly brings you joy in the digital world.
And remember, it's your digital life. Make it something you're proud of.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone, and we'll catch you next time.
See you then.